Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. Now, we are in buoyant mood following on from our brilliant and convincing victory over Manchester City in the FA Cup. I think it was a really good victory, irrespective of which Man City team came out. There was more good news, actually, I think. John Obi Mikel seems to be in fine spirits as well as fine form.
Yes.
And his comments, I'll give you some of them in a minute, are very, very interesting. Essentially boiled down, he has said that he, as well as 99% of the rest of the squad, would like Gus Hiddink to remain in charge next season. This is exciting. Gus Hiddink has immediately put the kibosh on it, but he's opened the door. There's a glimmer of light here. Is this something you'd like to see, Jack?
It is something I'd like to see, mate. I think Gus has come in, he's steadied a very rocky ship. We haven't been defeated since he's walked through the door. And I think
In the league,
obviously, apart from PSG.
Yeah.
And I think there's something very calming about him.
Yes.
He's like I don't know, like a cuddly Dutch grandpa or something like that. And when he sits down and he speaks and he's got his Chelsea shirt on, there's something quite comforting about seeing him there and seeing him in the dugout. I think he's a man that knows what he's doing. He's getting the best out of our players this season.
Absolutely.
So, you know, if you consider all them factors, then yes, why not?
I think
please.
you're absolutely right. I think Michael Emenalo came out and said that when Mourinho was in charge, he said that there was palpable discord, that's a quote that was used, palpable discord between the players and the management.
Right. Well, 99% is a turnaround on that, right?
Absolutely. So the fact that there was palpable discord, that is absolutely not the case now. And Gus Hiddink deserves the credit there. If we're going to have somebody in charge who can do that, turn it round in a very short space of time. I think Mikel was actually very funny here. Mikel said something along the lines of as well. He said, you know, we're all very happy, 99%. He said, even Diego Costa has a smile on his face, and it takes a lot to make Diego Costa smile.
Yeah.
With that alone, is that not enough of a reason to at least sound Hiddink out about staying on?
I mean, I think it is. I mean, as we know, Gus is getting on in years now. He's approaching 69, 70, 69, late 60s. Let's be safe and call it that. So how much longer he wants to continue at the hustle and bustle of top flight football, maybe, I don't know.
Although, do you know what I did read? I read just part of his article. He did say he feels very fit at the moment. He feels very fresh. He's enjoying life down at Cobham. He said next year, obviously he's kind of acknowledging that he's not going to be our manager. Yeah. But he said next year I'm going to be coming to Stamford Bridge. I love it. Is this love and the fact that he's feeling fit and fresh, does that make his age irrelevant?
I think it does. I think if, you know, there's some sort of saying when you're in love, you know, you're only as young as the person you're feeling or something. And if you can equate that to football... Is
this your mantra? Is this got to do with your Tinder dating?
It's probably why I'm still single, mate. But yeah, there's definitely something in that. I think if you're enjoying coming to work every day, keeps you young, keeps you fit, keeps you happy, and a smile on Gus's face is putting evidently a smile on other people's faces, fans included. Yeah,
and it's completely changed the mood. I think Mikel's interview is really good. You know, I suggest that you look it up. I'll try and put a link actually in the comments if you want to read it in full. In fact, do us a favour, comment. Let us know what you think. Would you like Hiddink to be in charge next season? I don't know where I stand on this because I think the allure of somebody like I'm a big fan of Diego Simeone. The allure of somebody like Simeone.
A bit more of an exciting name.
It's an exciting name. I think it fits in very much with our ethos and our style, and I feel that there's a continuation in from Mourinho into Simeone, you know, in terms of other clubs would hate us, which I always think is a good thing.
Do you think our board, knowing how they kind of reacted most recently to Mourinho, Simeone being very much in the sort of Mourinho framework, the mould of a Jose, can our board handle another firecracker like that, who isn't necessarily a company man like we might suggest Gus Hiddink is, that will toe the line, that will... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a really good question, and I think my answer to that question is no. I don't think so. Do you remember earlier this season when we were there together at West Ham? Yeah. And we put in a good performance. We were down to 10 men, I think, and Mourinho got sent off.
Yes.
I remember our board, and I remember like us two having a chat in the away end there, the glorious away end at Upton Park, which it's not looking like we're going to get there again. I really want to. Well, actually, it's not going to happen now, is it? We will never go to that stadium again, which is a real travesty. But I remember talking to you at that moment, and Mourinho was off, and I remember you saying to me, one of like the few moments where you've shed some wise words.
Sure, like,
our board are not going to enjoy that, and it was so the way that it was is exactly accurate. I think that our board had pretty much decided that Mourinho needed to go then. Yeah. You know, yet again, he was up in the stands, Mourinho, with Danny Dyer taking selfies. Yeah. It was no good, and I'm not convinced that the board would put themselves through it. With that in mind, Gus Hiddink is the man, isn't he?
Well, that's what I mean. He's sort of the acceptable face. You know, in terms of when the club, they got rid of Jose, they had to get a new person in, hopefully someone that wasn't going to make the fans get even uglier, like when Benitez came in, that was such a wrong decision. At least this time, yes, the majority of fans were very annoyed when Mourinho got the sack, but at least they brought in someone who we already have an affection for, we already have an affinity with. I think they got it right in that occasion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So whether a Simeone can now come after someone like a Hiddink I'm not sure.
It's very interesting, isn't it? It really is very interesting. Mikel has left a chink, a slight room for some optimism.
Sliver.
Mikel has said perhaps he'll change his mind. I'm going to cling on to that and hope that Gus Hiddink will change his mind and will remain at Chelsea next season, perhaps with a trophy under his belt or another trophy under his belt. But what I would love from you, because I don't know where people stand on this, please comment below. Do you think that Gus Hiddink is the man for this? Do you think that Gus Hiddink is the man to guide Chelsea into next season and lead our title offensive next year? Comment below, let us know. Come on, you Blues.
Blues colour.
Welcome to the Chelsea Fans Channel. It's with great pleasure that I can welcome Tim Rolls into our studio.